Lynn here. Happy Tuesday, almost 4th of July. Listen, I just wanted to come on here and say hello and see how your evening's going. And I also wanted to just hop on here and say, and just have the conversation about, what happens next, right? There's so much going on in the world today, right? I mean, like, duh. But I had an amazing conversation with a woman today that reached out to me because she was just drawn to me. We've known each other, kind of, been in passing, and we know each other. But she reached out to me because she was just like, wow, I love your energy and I love what you're doing, and you live in California, and you seem to have things kind of going for you. And I just wanted to tell you guys that gosh, where do you go from here? And she was kind of struggling because she had lost her job. And I know right now we're at 1 in 4 people are unemployed right now. So before I continue, I'm going to say a couple of hellos because some people are hopping on. I want to say hi to Sydney. I love you, girl. Already miss you. Hi, Gabrielle. If you don't know Gabrielle, you need to go check her out. She's amazing. And yes. Okay. So anyway, if you're kind of in that place and you may have lost your job, right? Or maybe you've been working from home for a while and you're kind of like, I don't want to go back to the office. Like, I'm really digging this thing. Like, I love, being at home with my kids. I love not having to commute. I just want to let you know that there are options out there. And it's, oh, hi, Lauren. She wanted me to say hi too. Hi, Lauren. That's my daughter. She is, she graduated. So super excited for her. Hey, Lauren. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of recap real quickly that conversation that I had with her because I thought it was really timely. And I thought it was, when I got done talking to her, I was like, man, there are a lot of people who need to hear this, right? And, I think that the number one thing I want to kind of press upon you right now is, and what qualifies me to tell you this is I lost my job in the last recession. And so I get it. I went 2 years on unemployment. I was bartending to make ends meet. And it was a really, really, really rough time. Really rough time. And in that moment, I made a decision that I will do everything I can to never, ever, ever, ever have to rely on a company or something outside of my control to provide for my family. Because in an instant, and I mean in an instant, everything, all of my income, all of my salary, all of my security was taken away. And so if this, resonates with you at all, that's why I'm here. and maybe you're not in this situation right now yet, or maybe you have a good friend or a brother or a sister, and so you should listen because what I have to say is important. Number one, you have the power to control your destiny. And I do believe in my biggest heart, I do believe that we all have just infinite and unlimited potential. And the truth really is that where you have been, if you weren't happy there and you were probably already wanting some type of change, then you were already feeling that uneasiness that you were not doing what you were meant for. And what you really should be saying is that, you were meant for more, right? And so everything only means what you tell it to mean. Okay, so if you lose your job, for instance, then maybe you could go, oh no, I mean, everything is gone, everything I've ever worked for, and I worked 14, 15, 18-hour days for this company, and they just let me go. Oh my gosh, and you can have that kind of meaning. And, or the alternative meaning that you could give it is that life is happening for you, right? That this is an opportunity for you to get back in your lane. In your lane, what I mean is, and on the road you're supposed to be on, right? Sometimes we all, we've been on this bumpy road over here, right? And it's kind of sticky and it's challenging, and we get, we step on rocks and we get cuts and burns and all those things, and then all we have to do is move a couple feet over and we're in the path that we're supposed to be on. So if you've been put in a situation, I totally sympathize with you, but I'm just here to tell you, as a living example, that you can create your own destiny. You have the power to reach really deep down into what are you passionate about? What are your skills? What is your expertise? What is something that you know that you probably don't even realize you know that you can share with the world? And what I'm leading up to here is one of the biggest things that changed my life was starting my own business. And while it hasn't always been easy, and quite frankly, being honest, right now it's not really easy. But I do have my own business, and I know that when I wake up in the morning and when I'm sitting here at night working, I know that the work that I put into it comes right back into my family. And the work I put into it, the direct result is security and income and freedom and getting to work from anywhere that I want. And I just want to let you know that you can have that as well. Like, there's nothing like crazy unique about my situation that says, oh, you're supposed to be sitting here doing Facebook Lives and helping people, right? You can do that as well. So let me just take a little bit of a break, and I'm going to look over at the comments and interact with you guys a little bit. Let's see. Yes, Gabrielle, you said that security is an illusion. And yes, we are all meant for more. No doubt about it. Our little brains that are in this security mode can't possibly fathom the big dreams that are out there for us, right? And here's one of my favorite people just popped on, Sharon Coleman. This lady is, she is just an angel on earth. One of the brightest lights I've ever seen. She's a joy mentor and coach. And so you guys need to hit her up if you just want to know how to live in joy in spite of anything in your life. She is a light. I love you, girl. Let's see who else is on. Looks like Sydney and Lauren are still on. Y'all give me a shout out. I'm in this Facebook studio thing, and so it's kind of funky. I'm on my desktop, and so I'm looking at my screen up here because everything's all over. But yeah, give me some hearts. Give me a shout out. Tell me how you're doing. Ask me any questions. So the number one thing I was mentioning to my friend, though, is that when things are kind of going rough, right? Number one, it only means the meaning you give it. So if you decide to look at that situation and you say, hey, you know what? This is just God kind of bumping me saying, hey, get over here, get over here, get over here. Move over, get where you're supposed to be. And quite frankly, I believe the whole planet is being pushed to move over and move this way, move that way, to try to get us positioned where we're supposed to be. The second thing I mentioned to her is to really watch your energy. Because when your energy is low, when you're not eating well, when you're not sleeping well, and when you're really thinking about the doom and gloom, you're just going to manifest more doom and gloom. So the key is to shift your energy. And I talked about this on a live last night about just shifting your energy. You got to move your body, do some meditations, dance, or do something like go for a walk, see some sunlight, go on gratitude rants, do things like that to keep your energy elevated. Because if you're kind of like, oh man, it's just life is rough. And hey, I've been there, right? I've been there. That's why I can imitate it so well. If you're just like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do, and you just want to pull your hair out and you're just stressed out, you're focusing on that. And by focusing on that, you're just like pouring water on this like fungus, and it's just going to grow and it's going to grow. But instead of doing that, focus on what you desire. This is such an amazing time to focus on what you want, what you desire, instead of don't focus on what you don't have and what you don't want. All right. Another thing is number 3. I think I'm on number 3 is we have unlimited resources with the internet to learn new skills. Okay. So you can use your existing skills to start your own business online. And just so you know, I teach people how to do that. And I'm going to tell you in a little bit about an amazing coaching program that I created that's basically disrupting the entire, I think is going to disrupt the whole industry, because it's actually a program that is readily available and affordable by nearly anybody. So super stoked about that. But the thing is to know that you have unlimited resources that are completely free. You've got YouTube. There are other sites. I'll put links to them. There's a site called Coursera. You can literally take curriculum from Yale and Harvard and some of the best schools in the country for nothing, for zip. And then if you decide you want to get a certification, even after you finish the whole curriculum, you can then maybe pay a couple $100 and you have a certification in the classes that you took. That is pretty awesome. So I've taken tons of curriculum in there from University of Pennsylvania on happiness and joy and the psychology of happiness. And I have several books up here. And if I just want to go and upgrade, all I have to do is go, pop in there and say, okay, well, I want to pay $300 for that certification and be certified in positive psychology. So there are so many ways you can get skills. I don't know if I ever say it right, but there's Udemy, which is basically all online courses. It's actually kind of a secret place, because some of the really high dollar courses that people offer are in Udemy for like $99. And those people are selling the same things on their websites for like $999. So that's a super massive hack, right? And so right now I am all about how can you become a better person in this moment? How can you be less reliable on somebody else for the security of your family? I mean, ask yourself those questions. Ask yourself the questions when you wake up. Who do I need to become? What habits do I need to create in order to manifest my destiny? So right now, we don't have to settle, guys. You don't have to settle anymore for trying to go back to corporate America or back to your 9-to-5 job, whatever it is and wherever it is. You don't have to do that anymore. It is 2020, and opportunities are absolutely, absolutely endless. All right, so let me pause again, do a few shout outs. Let's see, Olivia's here, Tessa from Australia. I was just thinking about you today, Tess. I was like, man, we haven't talked in a while. We need to do a call. I know you have a ton going on and little ones, but we need to do our call. Sarah Stevens, hello. My partner there, my business partner and friend in Canada. Sarah and I have some pretty exciting stuff we're doing for people in the real estate industry. So we're we have a seminar coming up that we're doing virtually for real estate agents that will actually help them increase their sales by up to 300%. So if you're a realtor and you're watching this, hit me up. We have a seminar coming up you absolutely cannot miss. Janice. Yes, so Janice, hold my feet to the fire. Sometimes I hang up from these things because I'm so excited and I forget I was going to post these links and things, but Coursera, Udemy. There's also, I think, Linda on which is a really low cost curriculum on LinkedIn. Anyway, I'm just saying there are just so many different ways you can build your skill set. But I'm a huge fan of, instead of you guys trying to create and become someone that you weren't meant to become. Like, hey, I get it. I've got 2 degrees up here. I've got a bachelor's degree in public health and a master's degree in business. And I went back, has even more master's, a graduate education in accounting, I get it because like that's all I knew. I didn't know any different than to go to school, do well, um, get your college degrees, go into a job, get your briefcase, which people wear backpacks now, but back in I mean, I was dreaming when I was in 4th grade because it's all I knew. I was dreaming of getting out of a limousine in New York City with a briefcase and my suit on to go like crush the ivory towers there. You know, it was like it was kind of crazy, and I did actually accomplish that. Check. But my point is that when I reached the top, I reached the absolute top. I'd worked my hardest, and only to get there and lose my freaking job. I mean, what the heck, right? And so I was actually able to look back, you guys, and see so many times where God was trying to push me into a different direction, but because of what my logic and what society said was right for me, I fought against that intuition. I didn't really know what it meant or what it was, and so super important right now to embrace and go back and say, what are you already good at? What are the skills you already have? What are the things that you are super duper passionate about that just light you up? Things that you can just do all day and you don't even realize that you're working. And I have to be honest, you probably don't even know. Some of you may not even know what that is yet because you're too busy trying to do the other thing. So you got to really, really focus on what's here right now, because this is what will create abundance and prosperity for you forever, because you won't be measuring it by dollars and only dollars, right? And only money and those things. And so that's why I actually this economy has actually caused me to pivot and go more into a coaching style that I can help people offer the same value but for a fraction of the price. And did I ever think I would have to do that? I would be doing that a year ago? No. As a matter of fact, my coaching rates were going higher and higher and higher because I was getting these results for people. And now I'm like, I had this moment, and I actually shared this in this giant Tony Robbins community last week. You know, I just had this moment where God was like, hey girl, I got some news for you. I went to the beach, and which is my kind of place where I connect and I just be still and I meditate. And God was like, those great gifts that you have don't belong to you. And I was like, what? Right? And I was like, oh, that's a nice way of saying you need to get over yourself and start helping people right now. And put money over to the side and trust that God will provide in his infinite abundance and wisdom and give me exactly what I need to live and to be secure and to be happy and to be joyous and all of those things. And so I have just put full faith into creating programs that allow me to help more people, because as I was charging more, I was helping less people, which is not why I was put on this planet. It was not for that reason. And so super excited about that. Let's see. Janice is a realtor. Janice, you're at the right place. Okay, I'm going to send you a link and you need to attend our seminar. Like, it is no joke. My friend Sarah, who's up there, I say up there because she's above you in the comments, but Sarah actually increased her sales. We call it sales velocity by, I think, 220% using this particular methodology that we are teaching. So pretty mind-blowing. And she's already a very, very high end producer. And it just like, whoosh, she just increased it. And it's pretty awesome. All right, Sharon. Yes, God is good. God is good. God brought you here to me. We need to see each other. I love you. Okay, so let me see what other advice. I have my notes here. Let's see what we got. Yes. Okay. So if you were sitting there and you're in scarcity mode, right? And you're wondering, okay, what's happening next, right? I want to remind you that fear stands for false evidence appearing to be real. So if you ever start to feel fear, whether it be scarcity or no, you don't know if you're going to have a job or what you're going to do next, first off, fear is not good energy. Fear is never going to get you anywhere. You don't make good decisions. People are not attracted to you. People are not drawn to you. And I know a lot of people, especially if you've been raised or you had trauma or poverty in your childhood, you have a lot of triggers right now that could be creating fear. Fear that actually was real when you were maybe little, but is not real right now because of this just amazing world of technology that we have. And I keep telling people, I sent out an email blast the other day and I was like, y'all, the internet is open. Okay, so if you're not doing business on the internet, you're missing out because everyone's sitting at home and they're on the internet, and they already were before. And so I just want you guys to know that I'm going to be coming on here often because different people come on and listen, and some people watch the replay. And I usually, with one live video, can hit or get on someone's radar screen with a message. I usually can get about 100 to 150 people a day. And I'm like, hey, that's pretty good. So if 150 people hear this message, I'll tell you the truth. About 125 of them are just going to soak in the knowledge, and then they're going to flip over and watch another live, and they're going to do nothing about it. And then the other 25 are going to send me a message. They're going to ask me, how do I do more with what you told me? They're going to ask me for tools and worksheets and anything because they believe that they can make a change. And so that's why I've got to come on. Sometimes my dad's like, Jolynn, like you talk about the same thing a lot. And I'm like, well, Dad, people have to hear the same thing now 16, 17 times before they get it. That's insane. It used to be 4. Like 15 years ago, it was 4 times. Now it's 16 times. And so I will come on here and I will, like a parent, I will tell you what you need to know and tell you what you need to do. So anyway, let me pause for a couple of seconds, see if there are any questions out there. And what I'm going to do is I have a Facebook group. It's called Expand Your Impact. And I call it that because I like to work with people who want to make a difference in the world. I like to work with people who aren't just about money. There are plenty of people who will coach you and help you with that, but I think that there's a great harmony about impact and massive income that you can make, but income that only comes from making that impact, right? So it's like this kind of cycle. And so my Facebook group is called Expand Your Impact. It's not full of just anybody. I don't accept just anybody. But if this message resonates with you and you just want to hang out with me and maybe get some tools and resources, then totally go to that group. I'll put a link here for you to join. And you just have to answer a few questions, and then you can kind of join that community. I have a whole 3-day free curriculum on how to build your dream business. And the first part, which is the most exciting part, is that you get to do this inner work and just explore what you've maybe wanted to do this whole time, your whole life, right? And for those of you watching, if you have a really successful business, freaking awesome, right? But then, you can pivot and you can always do more. So diversifying and doing multiple things is what I'm a huge fan of. And so anyway, some of you who are already hello, cat hair. Some of you who are already in my community, you're probably about to get an email from me about my new coaching program. And so I'm going to reserve my new coaching program for the people already in my community. If you are just a maverick and you're courageous and you're ready to make some changes in your life, then please send me a message and we can chat and see if that program would be right for you. But I can promise you, you can afford it. That's the most important thing, because it absolutely breaks my heart that people don't get to where they are supposed to be in life just because they have to make a little bit of an investment. Yeah. Amy's in the group. Sharon's in that group. Tess is in that group, Facebook group. Gabrielle is. Sarah is. Eric is. Yep. All right. Hi, Tina. Tina, go back and watch the replay. This is a good one. This is a good one. Anyway, guys, such a pleasure. As always, thank you for hanging in there. Thanks for hanging out with me and listening. And I just want to let you know I will be praying for you tonight, that you will, not be in scarcity mode or fear mode, but instead embrace the joy and the light and the serenity and all of the gifts that God has in store for you. I just know it. And I know that, especially I know if you're still here listening, that you have a potential that literally God put me here to tell you to just go after it and to tap into that. So I love you all. Katie, I'm glad you jumped on. And I'm about to hang up, and I'm gonna go. Eric's actually sitting in the hot tub waiting for me, but I was like, I gotta do this live. I just felt it. So, and you're welcome. And Sharon, we are pretty COVID friendly here. Our house is safe. Would love to have you come over. We can have a coffee in the backyard with the palm trees and all the flowers and all those things. So I would love for you to come. I would love to see you and just give you a big squeeze. We could even wear our masks or whatever. Katie, I love you too. I'm sorry we didn't get to see each other in Fort Worth. As you know, I was, really into that quality time with my mom, but thanks for reaching out and offering your support and love. I will see you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye. See ya. Bye.